I just wanted to go over with you how to do the mastery problem because it's set up a little bit different than the application problems. In the application problems, each transaction, you have two separate T accounts for each transaction. And in the mastery problem, you're going to have one T account per account. And so you'll have multiple transactions under each of those T accounts. So to get you started, I'm going to move this down. And our first transaction says received cash from owner as an investment. And we've been doing that transaction now for a couple weeks. So we know that cash and capital are the two accounts affected. We know that cash is an asset and assets increase with a debit. And so we're going to go to cash. We're going to go to our left side because debit means left. And on the 1st of May, we're going to put in the $3,700 on the debit side. Now, every transaction has to have a debit and a credit. So our credit side is capital. So we're going to go down and find our capital account, Sadie Dirks Capital. And so since this is a credit, credit means right. We're going to go to the credit side and put that transaction in. And that's the first one. On this May 2nd, we paid cash for rent. So we know cash is going to be affected again, but this time we're paying cash. And cash is an asset, so cash decreases on the credit side, which is the right side. So I'm going to go to the credit side and put my 2 in there, 600. And we know we have to have a debit for that, and we're paying cash for rent. Rent is an expense. So we're going to go down to our expenses. And as we learned in the last chapter, expenses have a normal debit balance. And so we're going to find our rent expense. I'm going to put our 2 in there and 600. So we have our debit and our credit for that transaction. And then on the 4th, we're going to pay cash for supplies. So again, this time we have cash and supplies. They are both assets. Supplies will go up, cash will go down. So supplies goes up with a debit. And cash goes down with a credit. And then the last one I'm going to do, the other one on the 4th, is received cash from sales. So we're receiving cash. Cash is an asset. Assets go up with a debit. And then sales is our revenue account, and sales is an equity account, and it goes up with a credit. So we have our debit and our credit. The kicker here is to make sure you do your debit and your credit for each transaction as you move down.